Hi, my name is Dave. I'm your host. You're listening to The Last Podcast, where the first shall be last and the last shall be first. If this is your first time listening, welcome. If you are returning, welcome back. I really appreciate you listening, and I hope you continue to find tips, ideas, and value from listening to this podcast. Today, I want to talk about designing destiny. Yeah, you heard that right. Designing destiny. What does that look like for you? What it might entail? And how can we get started? So we're going to jump into that in just a moment. But let me ask you a question. Is it really worth designing your destiny? I mean, let's take a look at all the things that we prepare for. We prepare to go to the movies. We prepare to go to work. We make sure that we prepare to go on vacation. We make sure that we prepare a good night out, whether it's movies, dinner, what have you. We make a plan. And sometimes we just, go, right? And just go to enjoy no matter what happens. But sometimes when you're talking about, let me do something that's worth doing, we may have other people that might do it with us or travel with us. So we all have to make a plan. We all have to make sure that we have the time or the same allocated time to enjoy wherever we might go. Correct? All right. So what does that really have to do with designing destiny, David? I mean, come on. We're talking about designing destiny for life, right? So I'm going to answer that question, and I'm really happy that you asked it. So in order for us to design our destiny, basically we want to be able to see what our destiny is. That means that we got to look at the end result, right? So in order to find out what your destiny should be, or how you should even, before you even think about designing a destiny, you want to make sure that your destiny has a vision. Like what does that look like for you, right? So I want you to take a moment, and I want you to sit back, or if you're driving, please don't sit back, but ponder for a moment. What do your destiny look like for you? And that means that it could be 5 years from now, 10 years from now. Those are pretty much your goals or your benchmark points or what have you. But your destiny, that is something entirely different, right? Your destiny should be the final frontier. Oh, yeah. I mean, your destiny should be a fluid. It should be, okay, I don't know if you have any Star Trek fans out there, but when they go into warp drive and they get to their destiny real quick, now they slow down and they just start to look around and see what's happening and see what they can do and what they get into or whatever the case may be. Your destiny is fluid. Your destiny has that same point. You're going to move slow into your destiny, and once you get to your destiny, it's going to be fluid from that point on as well. It's going to continue to flow, but at a higher level of living, at a higher level of life. That is what we're talking about. Designing your destiny worth living, because you are able to live your destiny. So what does that look like for you? So when you sit back and you ponder, what is it that you really want out of your life? When you look back and you look back in hindsight, you want to say what? You want people to think what? You want people to know you as what? When you pass away, what do you want in your eulogy? What do you want people to say about you? I want you to think about your destiny. And then once you figured out what your destiny looks like for you, I want you to start with a paper or computer, paper and pen or a notebook, and I want you to start writing some notes. Your first day, We're going to get into that in a minute, what you need to do for your first day. But I want to talk a little more for a few minutes about your destiny, because your destiny is so powerful. It is so enigmatic. I'm talking about a destiny that you cannot run from. Now, there is a destiny. There is two. And I want you to know that. There's not just one destiny. There's another destiny. And that's the destiny where you just live every day without any care. You just go about your day, where life provides you with a destiny. And you can live that. I know I have for a long, long time. Or you can think about it and say, I want to design my own destiny. I want to chisel out a moment in time for me. Who are you? So your destiny, you can have two, like I said. You can have where time and circumstance creates a destiny for you, because it does. It flows no matter what. In any direction, it flows. Or you can take the time and the effort in designing your own destiny for life. It could be interpreted as creating a life plan that can help you to achieve long-term goals, all of that stuff. I want you to take the next 30 days and design a life plan for you. I want you to start designing your own destiny. So here we go. Day 1 of designing your destiny. Day 1, you're going to create a self-assessment. And I want you to basically reflect on all your current situations, your strengths, your weaknesses, values, passions, and try to identify areas in your own life that you need improvement on, right? Whether it's careers, relationships, health, personal growth, and especially personal growth. If you have some areas that you identify that can use some help or some tweaks or some changes, definitely write those down. I want you to be brutally honest here with yourself, because this is how you're going to make those changes, and this is how you're going to make an impactful destiny for life. So I want you to write down. That's day 1. Okay? Day 1, self-assessment. Day 2, after you've done all those things, and I really want to go back to day 1 for a moment. At the end of that day, where you've actually created your self-assessment, after you've done that, I want you to also write down what you believe to be that one thing that might be holding you back, and let go. I need you to let go of your past. I need you to let go of any negative remarks that anybody might have said about you, or you might have said about you in your own head, or even out loud. I want you to let it go on day 1, because we don't have room for that negative or negativity for designing our destiny. There's no room for it. All right. So day 2, defined what your destiny is. Ooh, I know you're probably saying, well, I don't know what my destiny is. I get it. So here's one thing I'm going to let you know. The reason why I'm doing this with you, I am doing this not only telling you to go ahead and design your destiny, I'm going to do it with you. I'm going to take the same 30 days and create a new destiny and design that destiny and have an impactful life from here on out. So let's do it together. All right. Day 2, define your vision. Create a vision statement for your own life, where you want to be in 5, 10, 20, 30, 40, or 50 years, and even 60 or 70 years. I want you to write it all down. You have to write everything down. And then you also have to be, I want you to not only write it down, but I want you to be able to write it down with details. Be as detail oriented as you possibly can when it comes to your self assessment and defining your future or your vision. When you're creating that statement for your life, put down everything. I mean, write down what you want to focus on, the aspects of your life, careers, your personal health, financial, social life, along with any different location. Because your destiny doesn't mean that you are going to be located in the area that you're in now. Your destiny may take you, or your desire may take you, to any state, province, or country. So where do you see yourself 50 years from now, 25 years from now? I want you to be explicit as possible, and I want you to be as detailed and oriented as possible. And why? Why should you do that? Because you are merely designing your destiny for life. This is your life. I'm designing my own. I know what I want, and I'm designing a future. I want you to design your own future. Day 3, I'm going to hop on day 3 real quick. Identify your core values. I want you to determine your core values, your integrity, family, health, creativity. What are your beliefs? I want you to ensure that your vision that you're creating aligns with your values. And why? Because you want to make sure you stay on track, and you want to make sure that it doesn't take you outside of a ethical zone period for your own core values. And I think that is a way I can actually explain that. I'm quite sure other people probably speak more elegant than me or smarter than me can actually say it in a different and better way where you probably would understand it. So day 1, what do we have so far? We have day 1, self-assessment. Day 2, define your vision. And day 3, identify your cores. That's basically what we have so far. Day 4, we're going to set a long-term goal. We're going to break our vision down by looking at the end point where we're going to be, and then we're going to work our way backwards. We're going to break those visions down, and we're going to make small, achievable goals. We're going to create aim. And let me tell you something. When I used to be in marketing, that was what they called it, SMART, and that meant specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time bound. Your goals, and I said that before on another podcast. So your categories are going to be broken up in areas where you can have career advancement, health, lifestyle, meaningful relationships, and don't forget finances, because you got to have money, right? You got to have money to live. So I want you to be able to do all those things, set short and long-term goals for yourself, and I want you to be able to create benchmark points, like if it's 30 days or 90 days or whatever the case may be, create a benchmark so that you can see that you're moving forward. And you have to also think about one more thing. Who is going to hold you accountable? Right? I want to make sure that you are probably find somebody that you can trust, love, and know that will probably hold you accountable for this. And it could be anybody. It could be family, friend, a coworker. It could be anyone. But I want you to do that. So again, and I'm not going to keep going back, so I really want you to understand this. Day 1 is self-assessment. Day 2 is define your vision. And day 3 is identify your core values. And day 4, set long-term goals. All right, so after we said all that, what could possibly be for day 5? And I'm glad you asked. Day 5 is goal setting and planning. And well, let me back up. Part of 5 is going to be goal setting and planning, but the main part of 5 is definitely how you visualize your future and self-living your vision. I want you to create a daily affirmation that reinforces your goals and reinforces your vision. I want you to be able to look at this at least 3 times a day. And the reason why I say 3 times a day, definitely every morning and definitely once in the afternoon or during the day sometime, and always before you go to bed. That should be right up there with your prayers, because what it's going to do is going to reinforce your ideas of what you want in your life and what you want to produce in your life for your designing lifestyle. Okay, so that is definitely something that I want you to do. 6, of course, will probably be that goal setting, and I would just say planning. We'll just put that on 6. Goal setting, planning. We could break down whatever goals we have or whatever the case may be for the next 5 years, and we'll call those the short-term goals. And I want you to break those down where it goes from like monthly, so monthly and then weekly, so you can look at the benchmarks, because you have to be able to say, all right, don't go a month and just say, oh, I haven't done this, or I needed to do this, or I missed this. I need you to do it weekly, because there's so much that you have to do daily, and so much, and all this is going to create a compound effect for you. So as you are doing all these things on all these different days, it's just building you up, and it's just creating that momentum, and it's just creating that easy flow that you're designing your life, right? You're designing your own future. Why leave it to chance? That's my deal. Why leave it to chance? And I'm quite sure if you are working on a job right now, or in a career you have right now, and you are not happy, this is something that you need to do. You need to say, you know what? Let me take a moment and redesign my future, because I don't have to sit here and take it. You could take any 1 year or 2 year and create something spectacular for yourself. You don't have to take this. And let me tell you something. The reason why I really want to push on this, and because we're living in a time of uncertainty. I mean, rapid changes are happening every single day, and I want you to be able to prepare. I want you to be able to understand what it is that you need to do and the things that you need to create for yourself, right? So as you do, day 6 was breaking down those goals from 1 to 5 years, where you could work on it monthly and weekly. You want to create actionable steps for each short-term goal, and as you do this, you want to make actionable steps weekly for yourself. But let's hurry up and get to day 7. Day 7, I want you to create a vision board. I hope you heard that. And you know what it is, right? Collect images, quotes, symbols that represent your goals, your visions, arrange them on a board and digitally to create a vision board for daily inspiration. And that is the sole purpose of that vision board. Have you looking at it every single day and creating a lifestyle that you want, knowing where you want to go, where you're heading, and what you have to do every single day to get there. So day 8 is develop a daily routine. Okay, so I'm being perfectly transparent here when I say this. I had a hard time with this. So I'm redoing this part, developing a daily routine. And I had a hard time following my routines that I've laid out. Sometimes I've done it, but sometimes I sidetracked, I would say. Establish a daily routine that will probably include time, your workout, if you're working out. But let me tell you something about that real quick. I need you to work out every single day, because as you're building and designing your destiny, you have to be around to enjoy it, right? So make sure that you establish a daily routine that includes time for work, exercise, self-care, and personal growth, because you got to constantly be forever learning every single day. You have to continue to learn. Incorporate your habits that align with your goals, your values, and read. meditate, and do me a favor. Start eating a little healthier. I know I have to. I got to do the same thing I'm telling you. All right. So I'm going to go with prioritize your tasks for day 9. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to go up to day 10 because actually I have 30 days for you. So we're going to go to day 10 on this podcast because I'm already at 20 minutes here. So we're going to prioritize our task. On day 9, we're going to identify the most important tasks for each day that will move us toward our goals. You got to use different techniques, whatever it is, and I can guarantee you can find a ton of techniques that if you want to use to help you prioritize your task. And yeah, I got a little tongue tied. I'm human. Okay, so day 10, we're going to set milestones. I told you that earlier. You have to make sure you have those benchmarks set, right? So day 10, you want to set up your specific milestones to track your progress. You want to celebrate your small achievements, and you want to maintain all the motivation is possible. You got to be able to see that you're achieving something, baby. I want you to be out there, and I want you to be out there designing whatever life you want. And you take the reins in your own hand and you do what you have to do. And let me tell you one thing. If you go ahead and be specific about your milestones and track your progress, you'll be able to celebrate all your benchmarks. And that's where I'm going to end this today because I am at 21 minutes and I think I've talked long enough for you. And on Wednesday, we'll be back and we'll probably do from day 10 to day 20 and we'll go from there. Again, my name is Dave. You're listening to the last podcast where the first shall be last and the last shall be first. I wish you a fantastic day. I wish you a fantastic week. And I hope you continue to thrive in your own life. And do me a favor. Please share this podcast with your family, your friends, and also do me a favor, like and subscribe. I really appreciate you listening, and I hope you continue to live a vibrant life. Thanks a lot for listening. My name is Dave. I'm out.